Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching. Your Notre Dame live stream will begin soon. Thanks for watching.
University of Notre Dame asks, what would you fight for?
Fighting for those with cystic fibrosis.
To improve the lives of sick children.
For breast cancer patients.
To defend human rights.
Боремося за культурну спадщину.
We are
the Fighting Irish!
Boy, it's actually rolling? Yeah. Like right now? Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna miss the sense of community the most, but I know that no matter where I go after school, it'll always be here for me, so.
I'm gonna miss Ainsley Gibbs.
I'm gonna miss Mary Quirk.
And we're gonna miss sunset walks around the lake. I'll miss living with all of my best friends.
I'm gonna miss my friends.
I'm gonna miss not seeing my friends as easily.
Honestly, they really made this experience, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. So, yeah.
Definitely. This is my random roomie and my best friend, and I'll miss rooming with her. Yeah.
I'm getting so low.
So make sure you cherish those people that are around you, because you'll realize at the end of your 4 years, it's what really mattered in the end. Thank you.
Being surrounded by individuals and professors who challenge me every day, not just as a student, but as a thinker, as a person, and as a believer.
Riley Leonard.
I'm definitely going to miss sitting in the student section at all of the sporting events, especially football. Woo!
The student section during football games.
The rowing team.
The first snowball fight and the first snowfall of each winter.
All right, I'm gonna miss my trips to the Grotto every weekend.
The friends and family that I've made in the Notre Dame saxophone section. I love you guys, and I'll miss you.
I'm gonna miss pretty days on campus with my best friends.
Tailgates and the fact that I can leave my laptop out on library lawn and I know that no one will take it.
Solid. Good one.
My friends. The boys. No, we're just kidding. The linebacker lounge.
The linebacker lounge.
Having a chapel in pretty much every building, and also the Knights of Columbus Council 1477.
The South Dining Hall cookies are the best.
Definitely the Boom Boom Chicken Salad. Nah, I'm kidding. Real talk. The people.
The Grotto and the Basilica. Actually, a lot of things. Yeah, just Jesus' constant presence. It's really nice.
And so I'm really excited for what the future holds, but I'm definitely just gonna miss everything about this place. I love it so much. And yeah, go Irish!
Faith plays an absolutely essential role in my life. It informs how I see the world. It is the reason I can be hopeful. It is the reason I can be joyful. I was born to a family that now has an 80-year history of serving the Catholic Church at the local, national, and international level through the creation of a private family foundation called the Raskop Foundation for Catholic Activities. Our great-grandparents wanted two things. They wanted all of their resources to be used exclusively to support the Catholic Church, and they wanted their children and descendants to be invited as teenagers to serve as volunteers in this work. I thought my career, my vocation would be in the field of philanthropy. I was asked, to my utter astonishment, to be the development director for St. Thomas More, the Catholic Chapel and Center at Yale University. Halfway through the capital campaign, the abuse crisis happened in the church, and it was devastating and heartbreaking for everybody involved. Many people left the church at that time, and Father Bob Boulogne and I at Yale believed that we had a moral obligation to be part of the solution. I met Jeff Wazee. Jeff was going about the same pursuit that Father Bob and I were, trying to figure out how can we play a role and be part of the solution at this hour in our church's greatest need. That led to the founding of Leadership Roundtable. He recruited me to be the founding executive director, and we worked together for 20 years to bring best managerial practices to the assistance of church leaders.
When a crisis hit, Carrie was leading the charge on an operational level. I remember going down to New Orleans with her to meet with Archbishop Hughes. Part of our task there was to put a team together to reinvent the parochial school system of New Orleans. And to watch Carrie put together the team there and to gain the confidence of Archbishop Hughes was really a remarkable event. And so we got the parochial school system up and running a year before the public school system. And I think that that has contributed to her desire to work in the Catholic Charities side of things now.
Catholic Charities USA is comprised of 168 local Catholic charities agencies. These are diocesan agencies in all 50 states and 5 U.S. territories. Any form of social challenge that one can imagine can befall the clients we serve. And I'm so proud of this network. It's not just what they do, it's the merciful way in which it is done. And who does not need mercy among us?
When I think of Carrie's work, I think of it as, at its core, about building relationships and taking responsibility for the ways that trust has been broken in all of the various places that her career and her vocation has taken her. It has been about not looking away from the thing that is wounded, either in the church or in humanity. And that strikes me as the definition of compassion. I think that is totally at the core of her work, and it must certainly be at the core of her faith to have animated all of this work for decades of her life now.
Knowing that every day, without fail, wherever I go, I am going to encounter people who have so much to teach me about living an abundant and meaningful life, a joyful life, a life predicated on service, on presuming goodness in one another. And I tell my colleagues every day, we are so blessed to have such meaningful work, such a treasured gift.
Should I just say what I missed? Oh, it's on? Oh, gosh. I feel like there might be chocolate in my teeth.
I'll miss my dorm, Lions Hall, the most.
My friends at Knott Hall.
There we go.
I'm gonna miss my dorm, Keenan Hall.
And I'm also gonna miss all the American Studies professors. Shout out to the best major on campus.
I will miss Fisher Hall the most.
I don't know. This is interesting.
I'm late for class, but what I will miss most about the University of Notre Dame, oh my God, everything. I don't know.
Being able to be closer to God with my friends was something really special to me, and I'm gonna miss the Grotto as well.
I'm definitely gonna miss the people and the dorm communities the most. It's the best part of campus, and I've met all of my best friends through it.
I think I'll miss the faith community here the most.
The priest CSC community. Shout out to Father Dan, Father Joe, and Father PK.
Living in a walkable city where everything is dedicated to my human and spiritual formation.
I've loved going to JFAM Mass with Father Tom every Sunday night at 8:30. And he also does Wednesday morning masses in the dorms, and he cooks ham and cheesy eggs for us right after Mass.
I'm gonna miss Lions Hall Mass every Sunday night the most.
All my friends from McGlynn Hall.
Without a doubt, Keenan Hall.
Getting to come home to the best people ever in Walsh every single day.
I'm gonna miss living so close to the Basilica in Walsh Hall.
Just hanging out with Alumni Hall and all the great guys, especially on beautiful days like today.
The dorm culture that I found in Pascagoula East Hall, it's been a great 4 years, and I will miss all those girls so much.
Coming from the city, I think I'm gonna miss the abundance of nature that Notre Dame has, and I can't do this.
And she's gonna miss me.
I love it here. I'm gonna miss my girls. I'm gonna miss.
I'm gonna miss the buildings.
From the people that work at Garbanzo to my roommates to the professor, everybody shares a really sense of community that I haven't found anywhere else.
When I graduate from Notre Dame Law School in a month, I'm going to miss most those wonderful professors. Go Irish.
Everyone wants the absolute best for you, spiritually, academically, professionally, and so much more. And I think that's so unique and special about the Notre Dame community, and I'll miss it very, very much.
We trust that the values you've learned here,
the joy of truth, the exhilaration of beauty, the strength of goodness, the passion for justice, the quiet courage born of prayer, the love and compassion we owe our fellow human beings, the modesty and humility that our human frailty dictates to us, the inner dignity of all things truly human, even before they are born and not ending until they die. We trust that all of these intellectual and moral qualities will take deeper root in your lives, and that they will grow through you and in you in all the days ahead, to enrich each one of you as a person, that most beautiful of God's creation, and to add luminosity to your lives in a world that is often dark. Let us agree that we shall never forget one another. And whatever happens, remember how good it felt when we were all here together, united by a good and decent feeling, which made us better people, better probably than we would otherwise have been. May the blessing of God Almighty, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit descend upon you and remain forever. And may the Blessed Mother bless each one of you with her wonderful child, Jesus. Godspeed.
Do not open until graduation.
Do not open until 2025.
Nervous.
Do I just start reading it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dear future Carlos.
Dear future Nadim.
Dear future me.
Congratulations on making it this far.
First of all, congrats on graduating.
Hi from 2021.
On August 9, 2021, I traveled about 8,000 miles to South Bend from the Philippines.
You chose Notre Dame because it's a Catholic school, and honestly, you love Mother Mary.
It is strange that I have already been at Notre Dame for almost a full semester. And yet, I can already sense a difference about the way I'm approaching my life here.
I'm a freshman now, trying my best to adapt to college and everything it has to offer.
I've been struggling this term with my workload. Have you started loving yourself? I have, but it's difficult. It still is.
Right now, so much is up in the air. I'm not on the soccer team. I'm finding my STEM classes quite hard, and I'm not sure where I stand with some people back home.
Although this journey will be difficult, I will do my best to push through.
I hope you're well. Currently in Florida for Thanksgiving, and I miss Notre Dame so much. Kinda crazy how it feels so much like home so quickly. Academically, I'm so excited about all the topics I will study. My dream is to find professors and peers who exude a passion for whatever they are studying.
By the time I graduate, I hope to have gained a strong base of knowledge to find success in the world of business, and maybe even how to do laundry the right way. That did happen eventually. It took like a couple months.
Your teammates have been great to you so far, and I know they'll be by your side for the remainder of your journey, but you need to branch out and make even more connections.
I really do hope that you get some ACC recognition for soccer, that you're going to law school. Harvard, please.
You have come a long way from a single mother household and first-generation student.
I hope that I've made the most of this blessing to go to Notre Dame and that I've made my parents proud, for I know that their sacrifices allowed me to come to South Bend.
Our tight-knit student body can even make the most inconsequential things, like dropping a plate in South Dining Hall and having everyone clap, seem meaningful, and that helps unite the community even more. I think that is what makes Notre Dame so special.
This is crazy that it's now 2025. I wish I could slow time down and just relish in all the joy around me. I am so very blessed. More than anything else, I hope you're happy and I hope you're proud. Go hug your friends and family. Never stop laughing and dancing in the rain, and of course, go Irish. From past me.
Wow. This is crazy. Crazy. So I'm going to Harvard Law School.
Holding the paper and like reading it back, I remember this was a moment of difficulty for me, and I think when I wrote these things on paper, I felt like I could make them tangible.
Vividly remember writing this in a study room in Lewis Hall, and not like I couldn't even fathom like 4 years from now.
But I don't remember writing any of this. But a lot of it has definitely come true. I didn't know what was in this letter. I couldn't remember. I thought like it expresses where my head was at.
It is funny to read these specific things and think about how lately I haven't thought about them so much because they've been fulfilled. It's been a great 4 years, better than she could have imagined, for sure.
I am glad that I always kept my mom at the forefront. She made a lot of sacrifices for me to be here, and I'm just glad we get to share this graduation together.
I think that I'm proud of myself, and I don't normally say that, but I think that I am. Sitting in this chair and reading this back is it's a great feeling.
Time flies by so fast, and before you even know it, you're here, and thank you, Notre Dame, for everything. I really could not imagine another 4 years anywhere else. But I think my tears truly attest to how special this place is and how amazing the community is. There's just so many amazing things that make it so hard to say goodbye to this university.
My name is Bennett Schmidt. I'm studying environmental sciences and applied math, and I'm a proud resident of Siegfried Hall. After graduation, I'll be spending the summer in Kenya studying carbon cycling and grassland ecosystems, and then I'll be starting a master's at Trinity College Dublin in the fall on urban sustainability. It's got to be the 10th floor of the library, Hess all the way. North, close to Siggy. Fall, you can't beat football. Blue, I'm a big Navy guy, clearly. I'm gonna go with Jersey Giant by Evan Honer and Julia DeGrazia. I'm gonna say singing the alma mater at the end of every football game. I think authentic.
My name is Claire Cullinan. I'm studying global affairs and studio art, and I am off campus now, but I lived in Walsh Hall, Walsh Love. I will be doing a year of service with Amate House in Chicago, Illinois, serving as a teacher and a campus minister at Our Lady of Tepeyac High School. Coleman Morse. South. Hot Take but Spring. Blue. Lead Kindly Light by Steve Warner and Karen Kerner. I would have to go with touch-on push-ups. I've been doing them since I was a little girl. Hopeful.
Rolling.
Boy, it's actually rolling?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna miss the sense of community the most, but I know that no matter where I go after school, it'll always be here for me, so.
I'm gonna miss Ainsley Gibbs.
Oh, I'm gonna miss Mary Quirk.
And we're gonna miss sunset walks around the lake.
I'll miss living with all of my best friends.
I'm gonna miss my friends.
I'm gonna miss not seeing my friends as easily.
Honestly, they really made this experience, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. So, yeah.
Definitely. This is my random roomie and my best friend, and I'll miss rooming with her. Yeah.
We're getting so low.
So make sure you cherish those people that are around you, because you'll realize at the end of your 4 years, it's what really mattered in the end. Thank you.
Being surrounded by individuals and professors who challenge me every day, not just as a student, but as a thinker, as a person, and as a believer.
Riley Leonard.
I'm definitely gonna miss sitting in the student section at all of the sporting events, especially football. Woo!
The student section during football games.
The rowing team.
The first snowball fight and the first snowfall of each winter.
All right, I'm gonna miss my trips to the Grotto every weekend.
The friends and family that I've made in the Notre Dame saxophone section. I love you guys, and I'll miss you.
I'm gonna miss pretty days on campus with my best friends.
Tailgates and the fact that I can leave my laptop out on library lawn and I know that no one will take it.
Solid. Good one.
My friends. The boys.
No, we're just kidding. The linebacker lounge.
The linebacker lounge.
Having a chapel in pretty much every building, and also the Knights of Columbus Council 1477.
The South Dining Hall cookies are the best.
Definitely the Boom Boom Chicken Salad. Nah, I'm kidding. Real talk. The people.
The Grotto and the Basilica. Actually, a lot of things. Yeah, just Jesus' constant presence. It's really nice.
And so I'm really excited for what the future holds, but I'm definitely just gonna miss everything about this place. I love it so much. And yeah, go Irish!
Should I just say what I missed? Oh, it's on? Oh gosh! I feel like there might be chocolate in my teeth.
I'll miss my dorm, Lions Hall, the most.
My friends at Knott Hall. I'm gonna miss my dorm, Keenan Hall.
And I'm also gonna miss all the American Studies professors. Shout out to the best major on campus.
I will miss Fisher Hall the most.
I don't know. This is interesting.
I'm late for class, but what I will miss most about the University of Notre Dame, oh my God, everything. I don't know.
Being able to be closer to God with my friends was something really special to me, and I'm gonna miss the grotto as well.
I'm definitely going to miss the people and the dorm communities the most. It's the best part of campus, and I've met all of my best friends through it.
I think I'll miss the faith community here the most.
The pre-CSC community. Shout out to Father Dan, Father Joe, and Father PK.
Living in a walkable city where everything is dedicated to my human and spiritual formation.
I've loved going to JFAM Mass with Father Tom every Sunday night at 8:30, and he also does Wednesday morning masses in the dorms, and he cooks ham and cheesy eggs for us right after Mass.
I'm gonna miss Lions Hall Mass every Sunday night the most.
All my friends from McGlynn Hall.
Without a doubt, Keenan Hall.
Getting to come home to the best people ever in Walsh every single day.
I'm going to miss living so close to the Basilica in Walsh Hall.
Just hanging out with Alumni Hall and all the great guys, especially on like beautiful days like today.
The dorm culture that I found in Pascagoula East Hall, it's been a great 4 years, and I will miss all those girls so much.
Coming from the city, I think I'm going to miss the abundance of nature that Notre Dame has, and like I can't do that.
And she's gonna miss me.
I love it here.
I'm gonna miss my girls. I'm gonna miss.
I'm gonna miss the buildings.
From the people that work at Garbanzo to my roommates to the professor, everybody shares a really sense of community that I haven't found anywhere else.
When I graduate from Notre Dame Law School in a month, I'm going to miss most those wonderful professors. Go Irish.
Everyone wants the absolute best for you, spiritually, academically, professionally, and so much more. And I think that's so unique and special about the Notre Dame community, and I'll miss it very, very much.
Do not open until graduation.
Do not open until 2025.
Nervous.
I just started reading it. Yeah. Okay. Dear future Carlos.
Dear future Nadim.
Dear future me.
Congratulations on making it this far.
First of all, congrats on graduating.
Hi from 2021.
On August 9, 2021, I traveled about 8,000 miles to South Bend from the Philippines.
You chose Notre Dame because it's a Catholic school, and honestly, you love Mother Mary.
It is strange that I have already been at Notre Dame for almost a full semester. And yet, I can already sense a difference about the way I'm approaching my life here.
I'm a freshman now, trying my best to adapt to college and everything it has to offer.
I've been struggling this term with my workload. Have you started loving yourself? I have, but it's difficult. It still is.
Right now, so much is up in the air. I'm not on the soccer team. I'm finding my STEM classes quite hard, and I'm not sure where I stand with some people back home.
Although this journey will be difficult, I will do my best to push through.
I hope you're well. Currently in Florida for Thanksgiving, and I miss Notre Dame so much. Kinda crazy how it feels so much like home so quickly.
Academically, I'm so excited about all the topics I will study. My dream is to find professors and peers who exude a passion for whatever they are studying.
By the time I graduate, I hope to have gained a strong base of knowledge to find success in the world of business, and maybe even how to do laundry the right way. That did happen eventually. It took like a couple months.
Your teammates have been great to you so far, and I know they'll be by your side for the remainder of your journey, but you need to branch out and make even more connections.
I really do hope that you get some ACC recognition for soccer, that you're going to law school. Harvard, please.
You have come a long way from a single mother household and first-generation student.
I hope that I've made the most of this blessing to go to Notre Dame and that I've made my parents proud, for I know that their sacrifices allowed me to come to South Bend.
Our tight-knit student body can even make the most inconsequential things, like dropping a plate in South Dining Hall and having everyone clap, seem meaningful, and that helps unite the community even more. I think that is what makes Notre Dame so special.
This is crazy that it's now 2025. I wish I could slow time down and just relish in all the joy around me. I am so very blessed. More than anything else, I hope you're happy and I hope you're proud. Go hug your friends and family. Never stop laughing and dancing in the rain, and of course, go Irish. From past me.
Wow. This is crazy. Crazy. So I'm going to Harvard Law School.
Holding the paper and like reading it back, I remember this was a moment of difficulty for me, and I think when I wrote these things on paper, I felt like I could make them tangible.
Vividly remember writing this in a study room in Lewis Hall and not like I couldn't even fathom like 4 years from now.
But I don't remember writing any of this. But a lot of it has definitely come true.
I didn't know what was in this letter. I couldn't remember. I thought it expresses where my head was at.
It is funny to read these specific things and think about how lately I haven't thought about them so much because they've been fulfilled.
It's been a great 4 years, better than she could have imagined, for sure.
I am glad that I always kept my mom at the forefront. She made a lot of sacrifices for me to be here, and I'm just glad we get to share this graduation together.
I think that I'm proud of myself, and I don't normally say that, but I think that I am. Sitting in this chair and reading this back is it's a great feeling.
Time flies by so fast, and before you even know it, you're here, and thank you, Notre Dame, for everything. I really could not imagine another 4 years anywhere else. But I think my tears truly attest to how special this place is and how amazing the community is. There's just so many amazing things that make it so hard to say goodbye to this university.
We gather tonight in this place that's been very special for generations of Notre Dame students. We call this Senior's Last Visit to the Grotto, but I certainly hope this will not be your last visit to the Grotto. I hope you'll come back again and again, and I always hope you'll find peace here in the shadow of Our Lady, Notre Dame.
At this moment, standing on the threshold of graduations, our hearts are filled with many emotions. Gratitude, joy, excitement, and also perhaps some anxiety and sadness too. How fitting then is it that we gather at this grotto? Throughout your time here, the grotto has anchored you. It's helped you to ground yourself in what matters most. And my friends, while you may never live as close to the grotto again as you do right now, I urge you to never lose the practices that this place has taught you. You'll certainly return to the grotto physically for football games, weddings, or future visits. But return spiritually too. Find in your daily lives those moments of prayer, peace, and recollection that ground you in your deepest identity as God's beloved.
were like, yes.
I'm like, yeah, she just avoided all of your classes. That's how smart she is. So when Natalie got done with her address to our department and Dr. Powers, we observed, was like, that was really good. Where is this student?
You were like, yes.
I'm like, yeah, she just avoided all of your classes. That's how smart she is.
At this, the 180th commencement exercise for the University of Notre Dame, we, the Chief Marshals of the University, have assembled the graduates, degree candidates, and the faculty in academic procession. We now direct that the gates of the arena be opened for the academic procession of the class of 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the degree candidates and degree recipients of the University of Notre Dame. Entering under the white banners are the graduates and degree candidates from the College of Arts and Letters. Since 2015, Arts and Letters has had 5 Rhodes Scholars, 6 Truman Scholars, and 143 Fulbright winners. The college is led by Michael Priest, Interim Dean and Professor of Economics. The 2025 College of Arts and Letters class is composed of 91 PhD, 308 masters, and 647 bachelor's degree students. Now entering under the gold and yellow banners are the graduates and degree candidates from the College of Science. led by Santiago Schnell, the William K. Warren Foundation, Dean of the College and Professor of Biological Sciences. The college's accelerating research program expands our understanding of the universe while applying discovery to elevate the well-being of individuals and society. The 2025 College of Science class is composed of 93 PhD, 153 master's, and 446 bachelor's degree students.
I did it, Mom!
Boy!
Now entering under the light brown banners are the degree candidates and graduates from the Mendoza College of Business, led by Martin Kremers, the Martin J. Gillen Dean, and the Bernard J. Hank Professor of Finance. For the past decade, the college has been ranked as one of the top 10 undergraduate business schools in the nation. The 2025 Mendoza College of Business graduating class is composed of 592 bachelor's and 526 master's degree students.
Come on!
Now entering under the orange banners are the graduates and degree candidates from the College of Engineering. The college was founded in 1873 and is led by Patricia Culligan, the Matthew H. McCluskey Dean of Engineering and Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering and Earth Sciences. From hypersonics to nanoelectronics, the College of Engineering is at the forefront of engineering innovations that shape our modern world. The 2025 College of Engineering class is composed of 104 PhD, 99 master's, and 464 bachelor's degree students. Now entering under the lavender banners are the graduates and degree candidates from the School of Architecture. The school was founded in 1898 and is led by Stefanos Polyzoidis, the Francis and Kathleen Rooney Dean and Professor of Architecture. Notre Dame was the first Catholic university in America to offer a degree in the field, and is also the only school of architecture in the world where students study in Rome for one academic year. The 2025 class is composed of 24 master's and 38 bachelor's degree students. Now entering under the purple banners are the graduates of the law school, which was founded in 1869 and is the oldest Catholic law school in the nation. It's led by G. Marcus Cole, the Joseph A. Mattson Dean and Professor of Law. The 2025 law school class is composed of 186 graduates who received their degrees yesterday. Now entering under the peacock blue banners are the graduates and degree candidates from the Keough School of Global Affairs. The Keough School, which prepares students to advance peace, human rights, and other dimensions of integral human development, is composed of 9 international institutes and centers. The school admitted its first class of master's students in global affairs in August 2017 and is led by Mary Gallagher, the Maryland Keough Dean and Professor of Global Affairs. The 2025 Keough School class is composed of 4 PhD and 37 master's degree students and 21 bachelor's degree students. Joining the undergraduates and processing at the end of each line are master's and PhD graduates from each specific college or school who received their degrees yesterday. 151 doctoral and 882 master's students received their degrees in ceremonies in the Graduate School, the Keough School of Global Affairs, the Graduate Division of the Mendoza College of Business, and the Graduate Division of the School of Architecture. Now entering under the green banner are representatives of the Notre Dame faculty from each college and school. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to greet our deans, honorees, chair of the Board of Trustees, executive vice president, provost, university president, and other distinguished members of the Commencement Platform Party led by the university registrar.
morning. Members of the class of 2025, trustees, President's Leadership Council, deans, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my genuine pleasure to welcome you to the 180th commencement exercise in the 183rd year in the life of the University of Notre Dame. We are delighted to see so many family and friends of our graduates here today. Please remain standing for the singing of America the Beautiful, led by Reverend Kevin Grove, CSC. Father Grove. Thank you, Father Grove. Please be seated. We will begin our commencement exercises with an invocation, which will be delivered by this year's salutatorian, Bennett Schmidt. Bennett majored in environmental sciences and applied in computational mathematics and statistics with a minor in energy studies. He graduates summa cum laude with a 4.0 GPA. He is a Lilly Endowment Community Scholar, a Soren Scholar with the Flatley Center for Undergraduate Scholarly Engagement, and a Phi Beta Kappa early inductee. Bennett is passionate about sustainability, a conviction that is rooted in his upbringing on the family grain farm in Jasper, Indiana. He has dedicated his 4 years at Notre Dame to building on that foundation. And build on it he has. Bennett has conducted research along faculty in 3 labs, including the Jaffe Solid State Chemistry Laboratory, leading to a co-authored publication with Professor Adam Jaffe in the journal Chemical Science. With the support of the Nanovic Institute for European Studies, he collaborated with an interdisciplinary team of researchers on an award-winning agrovoltaics policy brief, which will be presented to the Indiana State Legislature. And as a Notre Dame Global Sustainability Fellow, he studied abroad at University College Dublin, where he pursued research on potential nanocatalysts for water electrolysis and produced a lead-authored paper exploring scalable green hydrogen production. Bennett has been a leader on campus as well as in the lab. After an ND Energy trip to Puerto Rico, where he helped install solar panels for vulnerable families, he was inspired to become a founding member of ND Sunrise, an organization that encourages students to engage with renewable energy projects. He has also served in student government, most recently as the Director of Sustainability. As one nominator summarized, Bennett exemplifies many of the intellectual character traits needed to be successful in environmental science, including curiosity, humility, and thoroughness. After graduation, Bennett plans to continue his international sustainability work. This summer, he will spend 8 weeks conducting carbon cycling research in Kenya with Professor Ryan Sensenig. And in the fall, he plans to start a master's program in urban sustainability at Trinity College Dublin, as a Nocton Fellow with a focus on energy access. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation by our salutatorian, Bennett Patrick Schmidt.
As is our tradition at the University of Notre Dame, let us begin with prayer. Almighty God, full of truth, mercy, and unbounded love, at all times, and especially today, we root ourselves in gratitude for all you have given us. We thank you for our families who guided us to this moment, who, just a few short years ago, took a leap of faith, trusting that we would be in good and steady hands under the watchful gaze of Our Lady. For friends and dorm communities who cheered us on in times when we soared and lifted us up in those when we faltered. We thank you for faculty and staff who cultivated our minds and spirits. For classmates who challenged us to deepen our view of the world, of ourselves, and of where the two meet. For a Notre Dame who welcomed us with open arms and gave us a home. Lord, help us now to find our place in what comes next and answer your call to be forces for good as we step forward today equipped with the training provided by Our Lady's University. In a world facing threats to peace, justice, and the very earth that sustains us, Lord, help us to feel this heaviness, not as a burden, but as a call to serve and to love radically. Give us the courage to fight for change while always keeping our hearts open to reasons for hope, thousands of which fill this stadium today. Walk with us as we accompany the world's most vulnerable. Guide us not to speak for them, but to listen and to learn, to lift them up so that their own voices may be heard. Let our actions reflect your compassion and the strength of those you have inspired before us, as we care for those we share today with, and for those who will inherit the tomorrow we create. Lord, may you help us to keep a piece of our hearts rooted in the spirit of Notre Dame as we move forward in service to something bigger than ourselves. Fill our steps with purpose and our hearts with a fire for good. We make our prayer, as always, confident in your love and in your holy name. Amen. Please be seated.
Thank you, Bennett. It is now my privilege to introduce this year's valedictorian. Claire Cullinan grew up here in South Bend, and today she graduates as part of the inaugural class from the Keele School of Global Affairs. She majored in global affairs and minored in studio art, earning a perfect 4.0 GPA. She will graduate summa cum laude, and she is a member of the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society. As a research assistant in the Kellogg Institute for International Studies, she worked alongside Professor Steve Reifenberg for 3 years, conducting rigorous research on a range of topics including global health and well-being, team-based learning, and the concept of accompaniment in international development work. But Claire's academic accomplishments are just the start of her story. She has distinguished herself as a leader not only in the classroom, but also around the globe, through service, scholarship, and a deep commitment to the common good. As a member of the first student core team for the Institute for Ethics in the Common Good, she helped create an undergraduate apprenticeship focused on virtue-rooted leadership and organized campus-wide events focused on ethics and Catholic social thought. Global affairs and studio art might seem an unusual combination, but not for Claire, who is a talented painter and singer with the Notre Dame Folk Choir, as well as an accomplished scholar. She'll tell you both disciplines are a way to build connections, bring people together, and gain new perspective on the world. Throughout her academic career, she has done just that, and she will continue to do so this fall as a teacher and campus minister at Our Lady of Tepeyac High School in Chicago. Following her year of service, she plans to pursue a doctoral degree. One of her nominators said, "Claire is the kind of citizen and the kind of person Notre Dame is proud to produce." We couldn't agree more. As you've heard, she has an impressive resume of undergraduate research and global engagement, but also a desire to serve that comes from the heart. It is my honor and pleasure to present to you Claire Elizabeth Cullinan for the Valedictory.
Class of 2025, congratulations. To all our family and friends, thank you so much for being here today to celebrate with us. We simply would not and could not be here without you. I would also like to extend our sincere gratitude to the trustees, administrators, faculty, and staff present, and to the many who are not able to be here, but have accompanied us in making this momentous day possible. Thank you. It is difficult to put into words what an honor it is to stand before you in this moment and in this very place. Having grown up in South Bend, I have experienced numerous memorable events in this stadium since I was a little girl, but it is deeply humbling and a bit surreal to be standing here with all of you today to celebrate our graduation from this truly special university. For now, I will spare you the speech about how much I love South Bend. Instead, let me take you back 4 years ago to Welcome Weekend, where most of us officially stepped into our role as Notre Dame students for the first time. I imagine what comes to mind for many of you might be wearing your damp dorm shirt for 3 days straight in the sweltering summer heat. Now, let's go back even further, 100 years ago, to when Welcome Weekend at Notre Dame was called Hello Week. Sorry about that. And rather than a dorm shirt, everyone wore little blue and yellow hello buttons. Despite a few differences, this excerpt from the 1924 Notre Dame Scholastic magazine describes some striking similarities. Here at Notre Dame, a man gets to know another man, not only through the formal conventionality of introduction, but more often by bumping shoulders with him day after day in the dormitories, the dining halls, and the study halls. Paradoxically, a university does not exist to educate by book and lecture. The friendships that are cultivated here at college are things to be cherished and treasured, no less than the profound spatterings of knowledge secured in the classrooms. For the lifelong friendships formed at Notre Dame are just as important as the sheepskin diploma which the graduate carries away with him after 4 years. Even a century ago, building community was a cornerstone of the Notre Dame experience. Today, friends, I would like to talk to you about community, what it means to celebrate community, to challenge community, and to create community. First, at Notre Dame, we celebrate community. From the athletic fields to the classrooms, dorms, and chapels across campus, Notre Dame certainly knows how to celebrate community. Who could forget Domerfest or Father Bob's inauguration ball? Perhaps you think of the first snowball fight on South Quad, or our unforgettable runs to the national championship with our football and fencing teams this year. Though we are often united in our celebration of others, something Notre Dame students can sometimes struggle with is celebrating themselves. Years ago, I attended a presentation by a student titled, "Why Don't We Celebrate Ourselves?" I could cite countless examples of people and occasions worthy of celebration from our time together at Notre Dame. The truth is, each of you here today has achieved something, more likely many things, that could easily place you in my shoes on this stage. in what many might see as the ultra-competitive environment of higher education, a setting where we are constantly evaluated in quantitative ways, Notre Dame encourages us to take a different approach, one founded in our Catholic character. When our community is at its best, we come together, not to measure or recognize individuals, but to celebrate that we are members of a larger community, the Notre Dame family. A family which includes every student, parent, employee, spouse, child, and friend, and a family built upon recognizing the intrinsic worth, dignity, and potential of every person. That alone is worth celebrating. Notre Dame's community is unique. Though it is easy to celebrate good times, Notre Dame shows up for people when they are at their highest and their lowest. When my grandfather passed away at the beginning of this school year, Notre Dame showed up, traveling 10 hours and filling several pews of the church to support my family. When I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer my sophomore year of college, Notre Dame was there. I had friends hold my hand as I told them through tears that I might lose my voice, and others who sat with me during my many months of recovery. Several professors supported and cared about me as not just a student, but also a person. At some of the most difficult points of my life, Notre Dame has picked me up and taught me what we truly celebrate in this community, being there for others both in times of joy and suffering. And I can assure you that Notre Dame does not only show up for me, because I have witnessed many of you support others through incredible suffering. I have seen friends light a candle at the Grotto for someone whose aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer. I have seen students comfort a stranger who was having a panic attack in the DBART bathroom. I have seen people sit with and support the person crying on the bench by the lake whose parents just divorced. I have seen Notre Dame show up for people when they are hurting and accompany them in overcoming adversity and pain. This is why I believe we must celebrate this truly special community. Next, at Notre Dame, we challenge community. Here, we foster community with the courage to challenge each other. As a first-year student, I was asked by Professor Clemens Sedmak what it means to promote the common good. Having studied a bit of philosophy in high school, I felt confident as I raised my hand and responded that the common good is the greatest amount of good for the greatest number of people. For those of you who study philosophy, it will quickly become clear that I did not understand philosophy as well as I thought I did. Professor Sedmak promptly responded with a firm and energetic no. The common good, he said, is defined as the flourishing of each and every member of a community. Proponents of the common good recognize the inherent dignity of all people and strive to leave no one behind. A commitment to the common good can be seen across the Notre Dame community. From every corner of campus to our Institute for Ethics and the Common Good, we at Notre Dame embrace the common good and are devoted to putting this phrase into practice by being a force for good in a world deeply in need. This past fall, I had the privilege of performing Hope Song, a musical composition co-written by members of the Notre Dame Folk Choir and a 15-year-old girl named Hope Kern at the annual Rare and Neglected Disease Patient Advocacy Summit. At age 4, Hope was diagnosed with Sprinson-Goldberg syndrome, a rare disease diagnosed in fewer than 50 people worldwide. Notre Dame has accompanied Hope and her family, providing support and care. Hope's story exemplifies Notre Dame's capacity to love and be a force for the common good. Our community strives to leave no one behind, and yet Notre Dame, like all communities, is imperfect. At times, we fail to live up to this mission, and I know there are some of you who feel as though you have been forgotten or abandoned by the Notre Dame family. It is precisely in these instances that we must challenge our community. In striving to make Notre Dame a place where all people can flourish, we must continue to cultivate a sense of belonging. Let me clarify that belonging does not necessarily mean that we all must agree. Rather, it means that we must create conditions in which all people feel as though their dignity and flourishing is encouraged. When challenging our community, we need to have dialogue and discourse about complex and controversial topics and work to truly listen to one another. Notre Dame combines a rare commitment to excellence with an equal commitment to humility. Our community holds us accountable, does not stand for arrogance, and calls us to be good stewards of our neighbors and all creation. It also urges us to challenge others and to stand up for what is right. Notre Dame teaches us to treat each other with dignity and to enter every conversation from a place of love. And when, because we are human, we fail to do this, we need to admit our mistakes and ask for forgiveness. When challenging our community, we must reaffirm our commitment to those on the margins. Particularly during times of transition and change, it is more important than ever to challenge our community to support all of its students, especially those who may feel alone or afraid. We must stretch ourselves to look beyond political divides and polarization and seek what unites rather than what divides. Given our Catholic mission, we must have the courage to challenge our community to be collaborative, compassionate, and firmly committed to caring for every member. For without this, we cannot claim to be achieving the common good. Finally, at Notre Dame, we create community. As a member of the first undergraduate class of the Keough School of Global Affairs, I have seen firsthand what it takes to create a community. The Keough School was founded in 2014, the first new college at Notre Dame in nearly a century, no small feat. The task of combining 9 distinct yet interconnected global institutes to form one cohesive school required great collaboration and courage. I have witnessed the hard work of our deans, professors, and staff members who are great leaders, wonderful mentors, and builders of community. Thank you for hosting countless students in your homes for meals and holidays, creating and teaching new courses and capstone projects for the first time, and for valuing and responding to our input as integral members of the community. Most of all, thank you to my fellow Global Affairs classmates for all that you did to build this community from the ground up. It has been a privilege to learn from and with you, and I cannot wait to see how our work will continue to grow in the coming years. This is just one example of how Notre Dame creates community in incredibly special ways, and the thought of leaving it behind is difficult. A classmate of mine was recently struggling with the idea that the world is not very welcoming and that people in general can be very selfish. However, our professor, Steve Reifenberg, reminded us that each of us has the ability to cultivate welcoming and compassionate communities beyond campus. After all, Steve certainly did this for us. He invites every student he teaches to a class dinner at his house. I recall initially feeling nervous and out of place, but I was immediately greeted with a warm, home-cooked meal and some of the best company I have shared during my time at Notre Dame. I walked away with a joyful and hopeful heart, feeling as though I belonged there. I have now attended countless group meals in his home, and each time I have walked away with the same sense of belonging, as well as freshly cut flowers from his garden wrapped in newspaper, food packed into to-go containers, and a renewed sense of spirit and purpose. Steve and so many others have shown us what it truly looks like to cultivate community. During our time at Notre Dame, each of us has been given the gift of being valued for our own God-given worth, while simultaneously being part of something larger than ourselves. With this gift comes not only the ability, but also the responsibility to create communities which embody the spirit of Notre Dame wherever we may go. We might not always be surrounded by Notre Dame, but we can carry her with us as we strive to create and strengthen new communities beyond Our Lady's campus. In his inauguration speech, Father Bob spoke to us about being seekers of truth, sustainers of hope, and builders of bridges. And he asked us to reflect on the question, what do we owe each other? To this, I would respond, we owe it to each other to celebrate, challenge, and create community. How do we do this? Well, this work will look different for each of us, but a guiding phrase for me is lead kindly light, the title of one of my favorite songs. Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to sing these words at Westville Correctional Facility, with my choir for a group of about 100 incarcerated men. It was such an incredibly moving experience that reinforced how important it is that we share the light of the Notre Dame community with others beyond the borders of our campus. Class of 2025, though we are living in times of great division and discord, Notre Dame has given us the gifts, sense of responsibility, and capability to heed God's call to be the light of Christ in what can be a dark world. When we challenge ourselves to share this light of the Notre Dame community with all we encounter, we create something truly worth celebrating. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and know of my hope, love, and prayers for you as you go forth to bring light to the communities that lie ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Your remarks were a vivid reminder of what makes Notre Dame a special community. Congratulations. I wish you all the best in your journey. We now proceed to the conferral of honorary degrees. The highest degree in the Academy is the doctorate, a degree which designates that the recipient has completed a rigorous course of study, passed a stern set of examinations, and produced a major piece of original scholarship. Fulfilling these requirements demonstrates that the individual has enormous potential to improve and enrich the world. Upon occasion, universities also award honorary doctoral degrees. As difficult as academic doctoral degrees are to earn, honorary doctoral degrees are even more difficult. For honorary doctoral degrees are not awarded for demonstrating the potential to improve the world, but rather for actually improving it. As such, when a university gives an honorary degree, it is not giving an honor to someone, it is being honored by someone. It recognizes honor and virtue that already reside within the individual. Their presence honors us. 6 such individuals have been selected to receive honorary degrees in this year's class. We will now confer the degrees. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa on a skilled physician and esteemed leader whose legacy is one of building bridges, connecting communities from Pakistan to Indiana, and creating spaces for people of different faiths and perspectives to learn from one another. As a physician, he has devoted himself to helping his patients find hope and healing, ensuring that everyone has access to cutting-edge, life-saving treatments. Together with his partner in all things, Zareen, he has created pathways so that those with autism and their families might thrive, and champions crucial causes in South Bend and the broader region that support human flourishing from birth to the end of life. His deeply held Muslim faith and commitment to understanding across faith traditions led to the establishment of the Ansari Institute for Global Engagement with Religion, which through scholarship and encounter is transforming interreligious conversations and research. For his sacrificial generosity and compassionate visionary leadership, on Rafat H. Ansari, MD, Granger, Indiana. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa on a lawyer and advocate who was inspired from an early age by his father's selfless service as a New York police officer. Rising through the ranks to lead the international law firm Jones Day as its managing partner, his visionary leadership and emphasis on unity of purpose were transformative. expanding the firm's global reach, even as it doubled down on its commitment to pro bono work. Demonstrating time and again his love for his country, he served as Deputy Assistant Attorney General under President Ronald Reagan, and over 4 decades has offered wise counsel and advice to our nation's leaders. Animated in all things by his devotion to his Catholic faith and widely admired for his integrity and kindness, he has given generously of his time, talent, and treasure as a fellow and trustee of Our Lady's University. For his inspiring example of faith-filled servant leadership, on Stephen Joseph Brogan, Silver Springs, Maryland. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, on a writer who in his own words explores political, social, and cultural trends, the clash of ideas, and the always tricky subject of moral formation. The recipient of many honors and accolades, he professes to be a New Yorker at heart, though he has always long resided in Washington, D.C. Known for his compelling and inspiring commentary, he focuses on themes of great importance in today's world. Among them, the place of pluralism in our democracy, what it means to truly know another person and be known by others, the connections between love, character, and achievement, and how to balance our external values and our core principles. Whether through his books, opinion pieces in the New York Times and Wall Street Journal, or in classrooms at Yale and Duke, he challenges us to eschew bitterness, resist partisanship, and chart new pathways for connection. For his persistent and prophetic call that we, quote, cast just and loving attention on others, end quote, on David Brooks, Washington, District of Columbia. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, on a son of Newport, Rhode Island, who received his commission through the Naval Reserve Officers Training Corps here at Notre Dame, embracing his family's tradition of service as a 4th-generation naval officer. Having devoted himself for more than 4 decades to defending this great nation, he proudly bears the distinguished title of Old Salt as the longest-serving surface warfare officer on active duty. From his first leadership billet as a junior officer aboard the USS Moosebrugger to commander of the U.S. 6th Fleet and now vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the nation's 2nd highest-ranking military officer, he has served with honor, courage, and integrity, faithful to his oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. A true American hero, he has received innumerable accolades, including the Defense Distinguished Service Medal, and Defense Superior Service Medal. For his exemplary and inspiring service to God, country, and Notre Dame, on Christopher Watson Grady, Washington, District of Columbia. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, on a proud daughter of County Kildare, Ireland, whose innate curiosity and fierce determination to improve the lives of the most vulnerable have propelled her to become one of the world's leading researchers in vaccine development and immunology. Her brilliance as a researcher, coupled with her collaborative spirit and visionary leadership, were instrumental in the development of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine for COVID-19, which saved over 6 million lives and curbed the global pandemic's impact in its first year of use. Working as the Kaleva head of vaccine immunology at the University of Oxford, she is on the front lines of creating invisible shields against deadly viruses, such as Ebola, coronaviruses, and Marburg disease. Through her scientific achievements, honored with countless awards, and her impassioned advocacy for women in science and medicine, she inspires the next generation of researchers. For her tireless efforts to vanquish disease and to give every person the opportunity for a healthy life, on Teresa Esther Mary Lamb, Oxford, United Kingdom. The University of Notre Dame confers the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, on a brilliant author who writes as a way to get hold of the world and to do good, fulfilling the prediction of a college instructor who told her, "I have bad news for you. You're a writer and you'll never shake it." A Brooklyn native whose Irish Catholic upbringing is central to her art, she draws upon Catholic prayers, rituals, and the naming of things to give shape to narratives that illuminate the universal human experiences of suffering, despair, hope, faith, doubt, and redemption. An American treasure, her distinctive prose has garnered many awards and accolades, among them a National Book Award and the Mark Twain American Voice in Literature Award. Sharing her gifts through a lifetime of generous teaching, she challenged her students to, quote, "Let the language find them and tell their stories honest and true." For her ability to give voice to the pain and sweetness of life through words, on Alice Elizabeth McDermott, Bethesda, Maryland.
It's my honor to welcome back to Notre Dame Admiral Christopher Grady, proud member of the class of 1984, and now also a member of this class, 2025. Admiral Grady serves as the 12th Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the nation's second highest ranking military officer. A native of Newport, Rhode Island, Admiral Grady has received his military commission through Notre Dame's Navy ROTC and rose through the ranks over his 40-year Navy career to command just about every fleet you can imagine. Commander of the U.S. Navy's Sixth Fleet, where he was responsible for maritime operations spanning from Europe to Africa in support of our nation's interests. I've had the great privilege of knowing Admiral Grady for several years, and I can tell you that he carries the enormous responsibilities of ensuring our country's defense in a world where the threats are many, with tremendous grace and courage. What is most striking to me about Admiral Grady is his humanity, his genuine concern and compassion for others, especially those in most need, and his deep desire for a world where justice and peace prevail. Admiral Grady, you have given your life to something larger than yourself, and you continue to demonstrate how to serve the public good while navigating the complexity and transcending the partisanship of our world today. You are a true American hero, and we could not be more proud to claim you as part of the Notre Dame family. And for all the titles and positions you've held, perhaps the one that is most telling today is that you are the Navy's Old Salt. It's a special distinction that recognizes your extensive knowledge and expertise as a professional mariner and your position as the longest-serving active-duty surface warfare officer in the United States Navy. Class of 2025, please welcome Admiral Christopher Grady.
Thank you, Father Dowd, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, class of 2025. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today, but first I want to thank the Father Dowd, the Board of Trustees, the faculty, the staff, as we recognize this very special class. And before I do anything else, I want to take a moment to recognize the hard work and the dedication of the team that put this entire amazing event together. How about a round of applause for everyone who made this possible? And of course, I also want to extend a very special thanks to the parents and to the families and to the friends here today celebrating with their graduates. Long before you're stepping foot on this beautiful campus here at South Bend, you poured into these incredible young men and women and built values that are based upon intellectual curiosity, excellence, and humility. Your unwavering support saw these graduates through many challenges and triumphs throughout their academic careers. And that support is so very essential as they continue to embody the spirit of God, country, and Notre Dame. As the vice chairman, I always say that family readiness contributes to operational readiness, that a strong family means a strong fleet, means a strong force, and the same rings true here. A strong family means strong fighting Irish and a strong force for good. So to the graduates, how about another round of applause for the parents and the families and the friends and the entire Notre Dame community. Truly, I am delighted, I am humbled to celebrate this day with you. And I am humbled because I do believe that I am one of you. Now, just to be sure, and this is the audience participation part, I have a few questions, not a test, but a few questions. Let's start off with an easy one. If you think that South Dining Hall has the best food, please clap. Okay. All right, North Dining Hall. Okay, South Dining Hall it is. Okay. If you ever spent any time on the second floor of the library, clap. And clap if you ever actually studied on the second floor of the library. You're not supposed to lie at Notre Dame, so just to tell you. Okay, this is a little harder, and I've polled many of you during the weekend. This is a question about who is our number one rival. And this is a complicated question. Clap if you think it's Ohio State. Okay. Let's say Clemson. All right, good. Number one rival now. How about Michigan? And Southern Cal. Well done, Father. It had to either be Southern Cal or Michigan, so good answer. All right. One last question. This is the diciest of all. Where are my alumni dogs out there? Clap. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Father Dowd and I have agreed that we will ship your diplomas after we send those to Dylan first. Go Big Red. All right. Okay. You all passed. Well done. Now, as Father Dowd said in my introduction, I am the Navy's Old Salt, the longest serving surface warfare officer on active duty. And what that really means is that I have seen a lot of moving water under the keel. And though I graduated here 41 years ago, I really am one of you, not just because of the questions asked and the award and the honorary degree, but I really am one of you. Now you might just say, okay, boomer, maybe not so much, but I truly feel that today, and I thank you for that. In those 41 years in the Navy, I have been forged by the sea. But it really started right here. I believe that I was forged here at Notre Dame first. Since then, I have had the opportunity to do some amazing things, and this old salt wants to share some sea stories with you. Sea stories that anchor some important lessons that I would like to pass on. Lessons on trust and truth, on agility, on continuous improvement, and perhaps most importantly, on moral courage. But first, let me describe the dynamic world that you are about to enter, because it underscores just why we need you so much. Our world is increasingly congested, contested, and complex. And the world that you are about to enter is a world where geography and networks and space and populations are increasingly congested, driving the pace of change to accelerate exponentially. It is a world where rival powers contest one another from the seabed to space, online and in real life, blurring the lines between friend and foe, and constantly shifting the rules of the game. It is a complex tapestry of interconnected systems where the actions of one can have far-reaching consequences for others. And unlike the world here at Notre Dame, the perfect world here at Notre Dame, where every blade of grass is perfectly cut, don't walk on it, by the way, where the architecture is beautifully sculpted and all of your classes have been thoughtfully curated, the world that we are giving you is not perfect. It is a world marked by persistent conflicts, unresolved crises, and unmet needs. It is a world that needs Notre Dame graduates to be a force for good, and it is a world that needs your principled leadership forged right here at Notre Dame. So success in this congested, contested, complex, and imperfect world demands commitment. Commitment to trust and truth, to agility, to continuous improvement, and commitment to moral courage. As a young officer, I learned that building and maintaining trust is essential to effective leadership, and that trust is built on a commitment to truth. When I took command for the first time, I quickly learned that trust is a precious commodity. First-time captains, as with any leader, have to learn to trust those around them because no one person can do it all, especially on a warship with over 300 people. And first-time captains especially have to get over themselves as the only answer. And for me, that came from trusting my command master chief, the ship's senior enlisted sailor, who pulled me aside one day and said, "Look, Captain, you're pretty good, but we can be great as a team if you trust the crew. We will speak truth to power if you let us." Now, we can debate whether trust is earned or given, but I can tell you that trust is difficult to maintain, easy to lose, and once lost, nearly impossible to get back. And trust is built through the ruthless commitment to a pursuit of truth. We, as a Notre Dame community, ask, what would you fight for? And I answer, truth. Truth is worth fighting for. Notre Dame has forged in you the value of pursuing and sharing truth for its own sake. And this is the foundation trust is built on. You must peer through the noise of emotion and misinformation and disinformation. You must be discerning consumers of truth, and you must be courageous speakers of truth to power. Trust will follow. Now, while truth is immutable, I believe that a commitment to agility requires you to be flexible and adaptable because this world is not static. It is very dynamic. You must be willing to adjust your strategies to changing circumstances and unforeseen challenges. As the legendary coach Lou Holtz once said, and you always have to have a Lou Holtz quote when you're here at Notre Dame Stadium, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. In my line of work, that means that no plan survives contact with the enemy. My best days in command were not when everything went right, but when things went wrong and the crew, the team, responded. Like on a beautiful day in the Arabian Gulf off the coast of Bahrain, when a routine underway at sea was interrupted by a catastrophic failure, and the crew responded expertly, swiftly, and safely. Or when I was a strike group commander, we had to adjust to enemy tactics, and we sent the air wing over the beach during the fight against ISIS. The enemy was a learning adversary, but we learned and adapted faster. You must do the same. Do not let the challenges of this world paralyze you. Remain agile. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Don't be a victim. Have a bias for action. Adapt and make in-game adjustments. Only then can you play like a champion today. And champions embrace a commitment to continuous improvement, particularly in this dynamic world. When I was a young officer on the cruiser Princeton, my captain was in his fourth command. 3 times before he had successfully commanded a ship at sea, but he was still learning. I remember one day in the South China Sea, the captain was addressing the crew for what seemed like the 10th time that day. And when he finished and he was sitting in his chair on the bridge, I asked him why he addressed the crew so often. First, he said, they need to know. And then he said, also, I can be better at communicating, and the only way to get better is to practice. That was very wise, and I have never forgotten it. Leaders forged here at Notre Dame seek out opportunities to learn, to improve, and to grow, and I think that means you. Have a commitment to the virtuous cycle of continuous self-improvement, and have the courage to be humble enough to admit that you are not perfect and that you can always improve. In a world that is all about me, you dared to ask yourselves in your forum events this year, what do we owe each other? If nothing else, we owe each other our best, always. Indeed, being forged here at Notre Dame, the world needs your best. And in this ever-changing world, your best today may not be enough for tomorrow. Now, all of you should feel proud and happy and accomplished, but never, ever be satisfied. Always keep learning, always keep striving for better, and always remember what we owe each other. Finally, a commitment to moral courage may be the toughest. And I think that more than anything else, as Notre Dame graduates, our commitment to demonstrating moral courage is forged within us. Moral courage is about standing up for what is right. Moral courage is about choosing the harder right over the easier wrong and standing in the fiery furnace for what you believe in. Moral courage is about making tough calls in difficult situations. And let me tell you, no one is perfect. So here is one last sea story about a time that I failed to make the tough call. It's one that turned out okay, but could have been much worse. I was bringing my ship into the port of Rome for Christmas. We had been at sea for over 100 days, and the crew really needed a break. Families were flying in, it was Christmas after all, and many were going to Mass with the Pope. As we maneuvered into port, it was blowing a gale, 60 knots of wind, rain, terrible weather. And I thought about waiting till the weather cleared, but I did not want to disappoint the crew. That was the wrong answer. Though we made it in successfully, it was, shall we say, very sporty. It was not my best landing. Fortunately, no one was hurt, and the ship was okay, but it could have gone very, very wrong, and I should have had the moral courage to do what was right and not what was popular. So when the pressure is building and when temptation captures your attention, when everyone else seems to be going along, remember, you were forged here at Notre Dame. You are part of a force for good, and they do not call us the Fighting Irish for nothing. Yes, the world that you are about to enter is indeed challenging, and perhaps masked behind some of your excitement today, well-deserved excitement, you may be harboring some trepidation. But I am here to tell you, you are prepared because you have been forged here at Notre Dame. From this humble yet proud university beside two lakes, you will bravely navigate our congested world in pursuit of what is right and true to build communities of trust. You will continue to be tempered when your efforts are contested through your determination to improve every day, because that is what we owe to each other. You will remain agile and able to react in the midst of unforeseen and complex situations, and you will confront this imperfect world with unflinching moral courage and conviction to face adversity in the name of God, country, and Notre Dame. So, as you go forth, remember that you are not alone. You are part of a global community of graduates also forged here at Notre Dame who are committed to being a force for good in the world. You are part of a legacy that is committed to trust and truth, to agility, to continuous improvement, and to moral courage. And you are part of a tradition that champions life, sweetness, and hope. So go forth with confidence, go forth with courage, go forth with the knowledge that you have been forged here at Notre Dame and you are prepared to make a difference in the world. Congratulations, class of 2025, and go Irish.
Thank you, Admiral Grady. Your sea stories contain valuable life lessons for all of us. Thank you for inspirational words. And again, thank you on the behalf of our country for doing this important work. Once again, Admiral Grady. Just as you graduates will soon begin a new life outside the university, so too will several members of the faculty who enter emeritus status from Notre Dame at the close of this academic year. Each has served the university and countless students with distinction and commitment. You can find the full list on page 67 of the program. It is my privilege to recognize those emeriti faculty in attendance today. I ask each emeritus faculty member to rise and turn toward the students when I call your name. Please remain standing until all have been recognized. And please hold your applause until all the names have been called. Alexander Blatchley, Professor Emeritus of Music. Alan R. DeFries, Professor of the Practice, Emeritus of Architecture. Robert F. Easley, Professor Emeritus of Information Technology, Analytics, and Operations. John T. Fitzgerald, Professor Emeritus of Theology. Thomas E. Fugay, Professor Emeritus of Electrical Engineering. Robert L. Jones, Jr., Clinical Professor, Emeritus of Law. Eric Lease Morgan, Librarian Emeritus, Hesburgh Libraries. James S. O'Rourke, Teaching Professor Emeritus of Management and Organization. Gerard J. Panicook, Teaching Professor Emeritus of Management and Organization. Thomas A. Tweed, Professor Emeritus of American Studies and History. Please join me in recognizing these faculty members for their many years of contribution to Notre Dame. On behalf of the university, I now have the honor of recognizing faculty members for their excellence in teaching and advising. Their names are listed on pages 74 to 76 of the commencement program. I ask all faculty receiving these awards to please rise. And I ask you to please join me in giving all of these scholar teachers a round of applause. Class of 2025, it is right to recognize your other teachers as well. Next to your family, you may owe more to your faculty and rectors for your degree and for your formation than to any other single group of people. Without them, the knowledge you acquired would have come without insight or wisdom. And in the future, when you look back at the time you spent studying here, it's not the facts you will remember, but the people. So I ask all faculty and rectors to rise, and I ask the class of 2025, and all of us as well, to give them one final round of applause. Although all graduates here today have earned the ultimate honor, their degree, many of our students have also won special awards and prizes. These students are listed on pages 67 and then 77 to 97 of the commencement program booklet. I ask all students who have received awards and prizes, undergraduate, graduate, and professional, to please stand and be recognized. Please be seated. Next, I ask you to join me in congratulating those students who are graduating with Latin honors. With those students graduating summa cum laude, who are in the top 5% of their college's class, please stand and be recognized. With those students graduating magna cum laude who are in the top 15% of their college's class, please stand and be recognized. And with those students graduating cum laude who are in the top 30% of their college's class, please stand and be recognized. It is now my pleasure to call on the Chair of the University of Notre Dame Board of Trustees, Mr. John B. Viemeyer, for the introduction of our Laetare Medal winner. Congratulations, graduates and families. Madam, from a young age, you committed your life to the service of people of God, to upholding human dignity, to caring for those on the margins, to sowing the seeds of peace and reconciliation, and above all, to sharing the merciful love of Christ with those most in need. You were born into the fourth generation of a family with an 80-year legacy of philanthropy, dispersed in geography, but united in its mission to serve the marginalized. You have said that from your earliest days, you found your inspiration in the women and men who joyfully dedicated themselves to alleviation of human suffering. Your faith, your fortitude, and your abiding joy shine through everything you do. Today, you are lauded as someone who has never looked away from those who suffer, never turned from those who are wounded or vulnerable, in the church or in the world. And for more than 20 years, you served at the helm of Leadership Roundtable as the organization's founding executive director and later as its global ambassador and executive partner. There, you worked tirelessly to build a culture of servant leadership within the church that is responsible, transparent, accountable, and guided by the Holy Spirit. You have been a powerful advocate for the role of lay people, youth, and women within the church, recognized by the Vatican for your leadership, wisdom, and judgment. Always, you have emphasized the need for many perspectives in order for the faith community to be healthy, vibrant, and whole. Now, as the President and CEO of Catholic Charities USA, you lead and support 168 Catholic charities agencies across the United States that collectively work on the front lines, serving more than 15 million vulnerable people, regardless of their faith or background, providing affordable housing, disaster relief, food and nutrition, and other humanitarian aid. In the face of myriad challenges, you have stood unflinchingly as a champion for the impoverished and the underprivileged, upholding the trust and the truest values of our church and our country. In short, Madam, you have heeded Pope Francis's exhortation to, quote, find new ways to spread the word of God to every corner of the world, end quote. And in doing so, you have inspired us all. In recognition of your boundless compassion, your enduring faith, your servant leadership, the University of Notre Dame bestows its highest honor, the Laetare Medal, on Carrie Alice Robinson, Woodbridge, Connecticut. Congratulations.
Thank you, Father Bob Dowd, John Viemeyer, and the exceptionally welcoming community of the University of Notre Dame. Congratulations, class of 2025, on this momentous milestone in your lives. I have a confession to make. This is my very first time to this hallowed place. And I'm speaking specifically of this magnificent college football cathedral. Unlike my husband, Michael Capello, I was not born a Notre Dame football fan. But after marrying up and being introduced to the Fighting Irish, I found myself cheering wildly last year during your dramatic run to the national title game. As I watched that first college football playoff game ever played on a college campus, I thought of just how spectacularly joyous that night must have been for those of you in the student section. Freezing, but joyous. You experienced communal celebration alongside your closest friends in this supportive, loving community that you've had the privilege of being part of for the past 4 years. It is how I imagine people felt standing in St. Peter's Square 10 days ago as the entire world learned of our new Pope. Communion, joy, a sense of belonging, being present in the moment, hopeful. As you venture forth from this beautiful campus today, I urge you to seek out as frequently as you can more moments of authentic human connection. Be present, be generous, be joyful, be hopeful. You are graduating into a world filled with forces that can divide and isolate you if you allow them to do so. From rising political polarization to rapid technological advancements. It has never been easier to live a solitary life. But there is an antidote to the epidemic of isolation and loneliness. There is a prophylactic against the temptation to despair. Our beloved Pope Francis gave us a term for this: build a culture of encounter and accompaniment. The more open your eyes and your hearts are to others and their experiences, the more aware you will be of their humanity, their joy and their suffering, and how you can be a beneficial presence to them, a reason for their hope. Many of you will go on to professional careers explicitly oriented to helping others, like the distinguished careers of Admiral Grady, Father Bob, the luminaries receiving honorary doctorates today, and your beloved professors. But you don't need to be an admiral or a Holy Cross priest, a luminary or a professor to live a life of generosity and service. All of us can. Generosity is humankind's birthright. We can be generous by presuming goodness in others, by extending the benefit of the doubt. We can be supportive colleagues in the workplace. We can be generous listeners, a source of love, solace, encouragement, and entertainment for our family and friends. We can take unselfish delight in the good fortune of others. We can welcome those seeking refuge. We can find ways to be of service to those struggling most in our communities. We can volunteer, offering the most valuable gift we have, our time and attention. Last year alone, more than 215,000 people volunteered at Catholic charities agencies in all 50 states, 5 U.S. territories, and the District of Columbia. Your lives are already oriented in this direction, having been shaped by the Holy Cross charism at this world-class university that calls you to be a force for good in the world. Service imbues our lives with purpose and meaning. It is paradoxical. Those who genuinely give themselves to help others, especially to help those most in need of mercy, always say the same thing: I received far more than I gave. Now, will every second of your life be as euphoric as the moment Jeremiah Love turned the corner and ran 98 yards for a touchdown on that cold December night? I wish, but I can promise you this: the more you focus on forging real human connections, on serving others, on finding ways to show up, to be present and generous, the more consistently fulfilling and joyful your life will be. And don't just take my word for it. Look at the way your own morally courageous heroes live their lives. And consider this observation from our new Pope, installed in Rome on this very day. Pope Leo XIV said, "I'm so convinced that if we open our lives and our hearts to serve others, we, indeed, like the gospel says, receive 100-fold in this life." Members of the class of 2025, that is my wish for you in your lives. Thank you, Notre Dame, for including me in your illustrious Laetare Medal tradition and history, and for shining a spotlight on the compassionate, Christ-like work of the Catholic Charities family in this moment when poor and vulnerable people so deeply need our help and our love. Congratulations again to the class of 2025. Good luck and go Irish.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson, for your powerful reminder of the importance and joy of building authentic human connections. Yesterday, degrees were awarded by the Graduate School, the Graduate Division of the Mendoza College of Business, the Law School, and the Keele School of Global Affairs. So that we too may congratulate these graduates, will those of you who received your degrees in one of these ceremonies please rise? The dean of each college and school awarding baccalaureate degrees will now formally present to the university's president the candidates for their degrees. I ask that each dean in turn, beginning with Interim Dean Michael Priest of the College of Arts and Letters, please come forward to present the candidates.
Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in the College of Arts and Letters and the faculty of the College of Arts and Letters please rise? Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the bachelor degree in the College of Arts and Letters. As Dean of the College, and in the name of the faculty of the College, I now ask that you confer upon these students the degree which they have earned.
Thank you, Dean Priest. By the authority vested in me as President of the University of Notre Dame du Lac,
and in the name of the trustees of the university and the faculty of the College of Arts and Letters, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless and keep you. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in the College of Science and the faculty of the College of Science please rise? Reverend Father President, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the bachelor degree in the College of Science. As the Dean of the College, and in the name of the faculty of the college, I now ask you that you confer upon these students the degree which they have earned.
Thank you, Dean Schnell. By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac, and in the name of the trustees of the university and the faculty of the College of Science, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless and keep you. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in the College of Engineering and the faculty of the College of Engineering please rise? Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the bachelor degree in the College of Engineering. As Dean of the College, and in the name of the faculty of the college, I now ask that you confer upon these students the degree which they have earned.
Thank you, Dean Culligan. By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac, and in the name of the trustees of the university and the faculty of the College of Engineering, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless and keep you. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in the Mendoza College of Business and the faculty of the Mendoza College of Business please rise? Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the bachelor degree in the Mendoza College of Business. As Dean of the College, and in the name of the faculty of the college, and now ask that you confer upon these students the degree which they have earned.
Thank you, Dean Kramers. By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac, and in the name of the trustees of the university and the faculty of the Mendoza College of Business, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. God bless and keep you. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in the School of Architecture and the faculty of the School of Architecture please rise? Reverend Father President, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the bachelor degree in the School of Architecture. As Dean of the School of Architecture and in the name of the faculty of the School of Architecture, I now ask that you confer upon the students the degree which they have earned.
Thank you, Dean Polizoidis. By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac, and in the name of the trustees of the university and the faculty of the School of Architecture, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless and keep you. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in the Keough School of Global Affairs and the faculty of the Keough School of Global Affairs please rise? Reverend Father President, I am pleased to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the bachelor degree in the Keough School of Global Affairs. As Dean of the school, and in the name of the faculty of the school, I now ask that you confer upon these students the degree upon which they have earned.
Well, thank you, Dean Gallagher. By the authority vested in me as president of the University of Notre Dame du Lac, and in the name of the trustees of the university and the faculty of the Keough School of Global Affairs, I solemnly and publicly confer on you the degree recommended by your dean. We admit you to all its rights and privileges and remind you of the responsibilities you are about to assume. May God bless and keep you. Congratulations. Well, we've heard many speeches today, and I really don't have that much to add. It's been a great year, my first year as president, which is pretty amazing. And I'm so grateful for everyone who's made it such a special year, including all of you. And I'm also very grateful to have my two predecessors, immediate predecessors, right here on this stage with me. It's not often that you have three presidents, so to speak, on the stage here. First of all, Father Edward Monk Malloy. and also my immediate predecessor, Father John Jenkins, to whom I owe so much. They've both been great sources of wisdom and insight for me, and Father John could not have been more supportive during the transition. So I'm truly grateful to them both. Certainly grateful in a special way to Father John because of the way we had the opportunity to work together over the months before I became president, and for the time I've spent with him since I become president. I'm truly grateful. Anyway, this is a wonderful, wonderful day and a beautiful weekend. But as we close this ceremony, this chapter in your Notre Dame story, and as it's a tradition, allow me just to share a few words with you, a few parting thoughts, if you will. Never forget that your charge as a Notre Dame graduate is to be a force for good in the world. That's been said over and over again today. As you go out into the world, leaving this campus and your comfort zone here at Notre Dame, to build your family lives, your spiritual lives, your careers, and your communities, I hope you will rely on the moral, intellectual, and ethical foundation you've cultivated here, and that throughout your lives, you will walk alongside the friends that you've made here. Last year, when a number of us had the privilege of meeting with the late Pope Francis, he asked us to continue to ensure that Notre Dame always educates the whole person in a way that integrates head, heart, and hands. So in that spirit, as you embark on the next chapter of your lives, wherever you go, whatever you go on to do, lead with your heads, using all the knowledge you gained here and all that you will acquire in the future, and continue to pursue the truth. Be generous with your hearts, always remembering the dignity of others and looking for the mysterious presence of God in each person along your life's journey. And extend your hands. Extend your hands, giving of your time and your talent in service of others, reaching beyond your comfort zones to provide comfort, and building bridges that inspire healing and hope. As Admiral Grady said, always keep learning, always keep striving for better, and remember what you owe to each other. Class of 2025, you will always be my first graduating class as president. And as such, you will always hold a special place in my heart. Are there any tears out there yet? I spoke last night at Mass about the importance of staying connected. So let's stay connected. You will certainly be in my prayers, and I look forward to seeing you again and learning how you've shared your gifts and blessings with others. There are so many challenges in our world today, but there's much, much reason to hope. Indeed, I find reason for hope when I look out and see all of you. It seems fitting to conclude that with the words of Pope Leo, as the moment of your life aligns with the election of the first American Pope, God loves us, Pope Leo said. God loves you all, and evil will not prevail. We are all in God's hands. Therefore, without fear, united hand in hand with God and each other, let us go forward. So graduates, may God bless you in all the days, months, and years ahead. Go forth knowing that you always, always have a home here at Notre Dame.
Thank you, Father Dowd. Finally, I would like to acknowledge two superb university leaders who are stepping down from their positions at the end of this academic year. I offer my thanks to Douglas K. Marsh, Vice President for Facilities Design and Operations and University Architect, and Marianne Kaur, Vice President, and Robert K. Johnson, General Counsel. Please join me in congratulating them on their distinguished service. Would you please join me in giving our musicians a well-deserved round of applause? We now come to the conclusion of the 180th commencement of the University of Notre Dame. Class of 2025, I join Father Bob in extending to you, on behalf of my colleagues on the board, on the faculty, and on the staff, the best wishes of your alma mater now and for all the days of your life. We ask that all graduates and guests please remain in your seats until the platform party and faculty have left the stadium. Graduates, as you exit the stadium tunnel, please keep walking toward the library mall so that those following you have room to exit. Our 2025 commencement exercises will now conclude with the benediction and a special performance by Alex Mansour, class of 2019, and his sister Veronica Mansour, class of 2021. I now invite the Reverend Canon Hugh R. Page Jr., Vice President for Institutional Transformation, Advisor to the President, and Professor of Theology and Africana Studies, to the podium for the benediction. Canon Page.
Let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, we thank you for the conclusion of another academic year, for this class of 2025, for the parents, families, friends, and supporters of the students here assembled, and for the faculty, staff, and alumni gathered in this sanctuary for today's celebration. Give today's graduates grace to manage the uncertainties they will encounter in the days ahead. Imbue them with courage as they blaze pathways to prosperity for those that have been marginalized and build bridges that cross chasms of despair. Give them insight as they assume the mantle of tomorrow's visionaries and healers. Bless and protect them. Show them favor, be ever present, give them peace. Most of all, grant that together we may build a global community where kindness is the foundation of our social charter and where a transformational love through which new life is born, through which hope is conjured and all things are possible, reigns supreme. Amen.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. And who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a sea drop by a skybird in a distant wood. And who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. And who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. But because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Notre Dame, our mother, tender, strong, and true, proudly in the heavens, gleaming